Hi there, it's Nicole here for Simon Says Stamp, STAMPtember, and today I have a card featuring the Winnie and Walter collaboration stamp set for the STAMPtember event. This is called the Big Bloom stamp set, and it's this awesome big flower with a leaf, and then there are several middles of flowers. You can do either the decorative ones or you can use a couple of the greetings. I'm going to use a greeting today. I have a scrap of the Bristol Smooth cardstock here, and I'm going to use it because I'm going to watercolor my flower and leaves with the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I'm stamping the images with the Ranger Archival Jet Black ink. This is a great ink, waterproof ink, when you're coloring with a watercolor or water-based marker like the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. And while I had that black ink out, I went ahead and stamped the center greeting for my card. I chose to use the Merci for the thanks greeting card. And then I'm just going to slowly start coloring in my flower, kind of using a feathering technique that you would use like with Copic markers. But this is going to give some texture to my flower petals, and I chose to only use two colors. Now on this first flower petal, I did kind of incorporate a third color, but I decided I really didn't need it. So I didn't do it on any of the other flower petals. I don't think it's terribly noticeable. Instead of starting all over, I just decided to go ahead and leave it. But with the two markers that are colors of pink that I'm using, which I ended up only using the 200 and 027, you really get a multitude of colors. You don't actually need any other colors because it's a water-based or watercolor-based marker. It's going to give you kind of those three colors that I was looking for. So I'm feathering in the dark color. I like to start with the dark color when using these water or real brush, clean color real brush markers. And then when you take your lighter color, it's going to pull some of that dark out. And so you're going to get that really nice gradient of color. I'm going to go ahead and finish coloring all of these flower petals. I'll speed through it just a little bit because I'm going to do the same thing all the way through. I did all the color or all the petals in the middle and then worked my way out. For these outside petals, I just placed the darker color kind of on the outer tips and then pulled that lighter color all the way in. By feathering it, you can see you get a lot more texture in the flower petals than if you would just blend it all the way out. This is what I was going for. This is going to be a pretty clean and simple kind of style card. The flower is going to definitely be the big showstopper here, as well as where the greeting goes, since it's going to be placed right in the middle of that flower. I'm going to take that light color, and anywhere that I didn't mind a little white showing, but if it's too much, I went ahead and added a little bit more of that light pink. I'm trying to choose the two colors of green I wanted to use. I went with the 046 and 044. I'm going to lay down again my dark color and then shade in with my lighter color. I did not worry about staying in the lines because I'm going to be cutting these out with some scissors, doing a little fussy cutting. These are definitely very easy images to fussy cut, nice, nothing too intricate. After I put in some of that light color, I decided to go back in with a little dark because I kind of like that look. So I went ahead and did that to my second leaf as well. Here's my flower all fussy cut. I'll go ahead and fussy cut the two leaves really quickly. And then I can punch out the greeting circle. I ended up using a 1-inch circle punch for that. Something that I had on hand already, so that made it super easy. Get that second leaf cut out real quick. And like I said, these were very, very easy to fussy cut. Here's my 1-inch circle punch. It's old. I've had this punch for years and years and years. I'm going to line that up. There's going to be a slight white border all the way around. And then I have a panel already cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I'm going to place it in this We Are Memory Keepers stripes embossing folder and run it through my Big Shot. This is going to add some interest to the background panel of my card. I'm going to place that on a top folding card You can see that that makes the background much more interesting, even though it's white on white, and it really helps that flower to pop even more. Now comes the fun part, the embellishing. I'm going to go ahead and loop a little bit of really thin twine together, poke a little hole there in the center of my flower, and thread through some string and then knot, or just tie that in the back. I didn't even knot it, I just tied it once. That's going to just secure that string to the front of my card that I looped. Add a fun little embellishment and interest to my flower. So there's what that's going to look like, and then I will pop the greeting right on top. I'm going to use a couple of foam adhesive dots so that it kind of straddles the center of where I secured the string to the flower. And that way it's nice and flat there in the center. I'll trim the ends, and then I can go ahead and secure the flower to that embossed panel and add some sequins to finish out the design. Those ends of the string were giving me a little bit of trouble. I couldn't decide how I wanted to put them so that they laid nice. I needed to trim them a little more. In the finished card, I did trim them up more. Now, I didn't knot this, so I went over it with a nice strong adhesive. This is the Glue Glider Permatack adhesive, and that's going to hold that string in place so I don't have to worry about it moving. Go ahead and glue that right to the embossed panel. Add some adhesive to the leaves as well, and then tuck those underneath the flower. Go ahead and tuck one of them there. I secured the flower to the card, but I kind of forgot I needed to tuck those flowers in, so I'm really carefully lifting up the edge and then placing those leaves underneath. I'll use some Zotz Bling glue dots to adhere these pretty pink posh sequins, and then I'll use a foam adhesive on the back of the panel to adhere that to my card base, and my card is all finished. Thanks for watching this video showcasing the Simon Says Stamp and Winnie and Walter collaboration stamp set for STAMPtember Big Bloom. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.